welcome to 5 Minutes in the Word. I'm Ronnie Cooksey. Thanks for joining us today. Ephesians 4:26 says this, "Be angry, and yet do not sin. Do not let the sun go down on your anger." Now, some people would make the first two words their life verse, it seems. Be angry. Yeah, you've been around them, and maybe you've been that person yourself. Anger can be a very big problem in many people's lives, and it causes a lot of destruction. This is a little bit of a confusing verse because it does seem at first like it is an admonition to go ahead, be angry, let yourself enjoy it. I think we have some confusion about this verse that may help you, and I'm excited to share it with you today. This be angry, this form of the verb used here, the only other place in Scripture that we find this particular form of this verb is found in Psalm chapter 4, verse 4. Now, Psalm chapter 4, with all of the Old Testament, was written in Hebrew, but much later, the Old Testament Hebrew was translated into Greek. And so we find the only other use of this word, be angered, in that verb form, in Psalm chapter 4, verse 4, where it says, "Tremble on your bed, and yet do not sin." Let me tell you what I've always liked to think of this be angry verb form as saying. Be angered. Feel the anger rising up in you, and yet don't let it lead you to sin. You see, we like to think that we're like Jesus turning over the tables, and it is good when we're offended for the sake of the kingdom and when we grieve that people are doing things against God's ways. But that's not usually why we're angry. We're usually angry because people did something to us. And so we read here in the Scripture, I believe, again, be angered, but don't let it lead you to the sin of full-blown anger. And so we're told just a few more verses down the way in this same chapter, verse 31, let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and slander be put away from you along with all malice. So if God was trying to encourage you to be angry, that'd be kind of funny for him to say just a few verses later, all of these different types of anger that he wants us to put away. So how do we do that? Well, we go back and we forgive, and we forgive, and we forgive, and we forgive. Rather than trying to cue the tape, if you will, and think once again about what that person did to us, we cue the tape about what we did to God. What we did that caused him to have to die on the cross to pay for our sin, and the incredible mercy and forgiveness he has shown to us. That will help you. You won't ever forget. But every time that the devil or your mind brings it back up, you go back to God and you say, God, how could I not forgive this small thing when this person has done a small thing against me in light of the fact that I've done so much against you? The rest of the verse says, do not let the sun go down on your anger. It's actually harmful for you to not deal with things the same day, whether it's in your marriage, your family, friends, extended relatives, for you before you go to sleep each night, to let God bring to mind anyone whom you've not forgiven, whether they even know that they offended you. And many times it needs to stop right there, just between you and God. They might not have even meant to do it, and even if they did, oftentimes we just need to forgive them. Oh, sometimes there's something that's more serious and grievous and may continue to cause harm to others that we need to talk to that person about. But most of the time, we just need to heed the words of Proverbs. It is a blessing to overlook a transgression, the way that God, because of the cross, has overlooked our transgressions. Well, God bless you. God give you grace and strength as you seek to forgive and seek to fight off the temptation to be angry today. God bless you. I'll see you back here next time.